Okay, Rick fans, we're back on Uncle Robbie's Science Corner. Sounds great, doesn't it? Okay guys, it's me again with my beautiful hip shot Seymour Duncan RICKENBACKER 4003S that I was working on so diligently. And if you can hear that, it's because the neck has backbowed again. Now if you remember last time I had this thing playing, of course where I live on the side of a lake. And I live in upstate New York, so if you don't like the weather, just wait 10 minutes, it'll change. It's been really humid this summer. So this thing, like I said, bass necks are like sponges. They're made out of wood, so they're like sponges. And basically, they just absorb water. So this thing has absorbed a ton of water, and now it's completely backbowed. Oh my God, up to the light, and that is so backbowed. That is like so backbowed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my truss rod adjustment wrench on here, if I can. And I'm going to give it a quick turn backwards, okay? Let's see if that helps. Let's see if that helped. Because remember I said we adjust RICKENBACKER? I got to adjust the high end. Now remember I said I could not get the wrench onto the upper truss rod. Okay? And I haven't. Well, I saw a video, and if I can find him again, gotta relight my cigarette. If I can find him again, this guy on YouTube, he's a really cool guy. Is that my beer? Oh, my beer's empty. I gotta get a new one. He actually took a device like this, and he said the way to get in there on RICKENBACKER truss rods is to pry that bastard up. Now, I didn't have the right tool to do it, and I actually left him a comment. I said, dude, whatever you do, don't ever do that. But at this point, it seems like that's my only option. And, wow, look at all that. That's like cigarette smoke dust on this thing. Well, I gotta find my little, my little cleaning towel, some guitar polish on it, because that's not good. Is that cigarette smoke? Well, it's been so humid here that you don't know what's floating around in the atmosphere. In upstate New York, probably chemical waste. So I'm just giving her base a little bit of a rub down with my thing. But let's see anyway. So the guy said, you take this, and I told him, I said, don't ever do that. But he says, you take something like this, a tool like this, you pry them suckers up. And let's see if I can get this wrench on there now. Oh God, come on, please, please. I'm gonna try and tap it on. Oh, still can't get it. And he said you just take it and you pry it. So I'm going to take it and try and pry it. Oh, don't like the sound of that. Okay. Pry it up until you can get that truss rod adjustment wrench on there. Now, it's still not working. It's still not working. That's not good when that does that. So, and wow, these things are, this is like the weirdest back bow I've ever seen on any instrument. So I can get it onto the upper rod. So like I said, Ricks have dual truss rods. Oops, and I just dropped my cigarette on the floor, and I'm going to end up burning the house down. So, let's not do that. No, anyways. I'll get the rod on here. Get the wrench on this rod. See, that one fits just perfectly. And I'm going to back it out. Back it out. So, I mean, this thing goes loose, okay? That's what I'm going to do. Just back it out till it goes loose. And still, You can see how that worked, but without being able to loosen the high end rod, I'm not able to fully adjust the neck bow, and it's really pissing me off. So I'm going to try and pry that up. And I told the guy that did his video that showed how to do this, I said, don't ever do that, but guess what? I'm doing it. My next option is to either dig out a little bit of a channel underneath the truss rod so I can get my wrench in, or I'm just going to have to, you know, either work hard or you might as well quit. Don't touch that. So let's see if that works. Somewhat. It did work somewhat. And that bow is coming out, but still, I'm unloosening this one. I mean, this one is not even tight anymore. This is as loose as it's going to go. I mean, that's not even, and it's still bowed. This the low end side of the rod is not even touching. I mean, I can move this thing with my fingers. I gotta undo this high end rod. Now I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I have to, because at this point, this has been since what, March? February? And I can't even hammer this thing down onto this truss rod. Okay? So somebody somewhere done did fuck up this motherfucking truss rod. And they done did motherfuck this motherfucking truss rod up pretty goddamn badly. And maybe that's why I got such a good deal on this thing. But like I said, this was a project. And us project people with our bass guitars, god damn it, did I just break my... I just broke my pry bar. Motherfucker. I just broke my tack puller. Shit. Like I said, this is not turning out the way I wanted it to. Oh wait, I think I just turned it out. I think I just turned it out the way I wanted to. It's coming up a little bit. See if I can get this son of a bitch in there. Come on, baby. Get loose. Okay. What I'm going to end up having to do is somehow grinding out into the headstock underneath this. Okay? So I can get at least a little bit of this rod. I mean, a little bit of the wrench onto the truss rod. And at this point, this sucker ain't not going nowhere. So I'm gonna have to get in here and somehow scrape away a little bit of the wood underneath the truss rod so I can get the wrench on, because I mean, I can see right here, I turned the low side rod back. I mean, this thing, I can move it with my finger at this point. I mean, that's how loose this thing is. I mean, it's like not taking nothing for this sucker to be going nowhere. I mean, this is not even close to being tight anymore. And I figure maybe if I leave it, it's coming up. Actually playing really nice right now, except for the fact that that sucker will not come up. Now what I'm going to do is probably just hang this back up and let the weather seep into it. Living in upstate New York wreaks havoc on your instrument collection. What I need to probably do is get a very, very small chisel out some of the headstock underneath this truss rod screw, and do it that way. So I'm gonna go to my dad's barn and find a small chisel where I can do that, so I can get a little more clearance for the wrench under there. And once I do that, I'm pretty sure I can get this bass set up. But anyway, there's the Rickenbacker 4003S, totally custom. You know I love it. And anyway, guys, whatever. You know what? Just me sitting here being generally miserable when shit don't go right, but Until then, guys, when it does start going right, keep on rocking in the free world. You know what I'm saying, baby? Anyway, I'll check you all out later. Ugh.